Serta clinic is located on the territory of Moscow Medical Park. At the entrance, there is a reception desk, where volunteers are initially registered. Here at the reception, there is a system of 24 hours monitoring of all the areas inside the clinic. After volunteers are registered, they can leave their outdoor clothes and the special wardrobes, which must be locked during all the period of hospitalization. Inside Serta Clinic there are two wings. The right one is administrative and the left one where volunteers stay during hospitalization. Here in the left wing there are medical wards, blood collection room, and at the end of the corridor the lavatory. Lavatory is equipped with a water blocking system which allows water restriction regimen. Serta Clinic can accommodate 42 volunteers. All medical wards are typical and have 8 beds. Oxygen supply, synchronized clock, and video control and personal alarm systems. Here, blood samples are collected for clinical analysis, urine tests for potent drugs, and pregnancy tests for women. Here in this room, during the dosing, we do catheterization, and after dosing, volunteers are coming here for follow-up visits, where blood samples are taken for safety laboratory. Here there is a dry air sterilizer for medical dishes and scissors. Here is the place for antiseptics and disinfection solutions. There are the walking logs, ultraviolet bactericidal unit, dry air sterilizer log, humidity control log, cleaning log, medical waste class B log, general cleaning log, disaster log, refrigerator disinfection log, working solutions concentration log, pre-sterilization processing log, isopyramic test log, and bactericidal set log in all medical wards. Thermobags with ice blocks inside are used to carry blood to a laboratory. Here, on the upper shelf, there is wound pressing material, bandages, patches, and drapes. On the second shelf, there are needles for blood collection, catheters, butterfly needles, and stoppers. On the lower shelf, there are carriers. Here are syringes of 10, 5, and 2 milliliters. Here there are vials for urine and blood. On the second shelf, sterilized dishes and scissors. Here is blood pressure measuring devices, thermometers, and tone depressors. This is a bacterial lamp. Same lamps are fixed in every ward. Here is first aid kits. This is anti-AIDS kit for medical staff in case of cuts and punctures, and anti-shock kit for the first aid, with a list of necessary medications. Here is alka-tester. Volunteers are tested for alcohol at screening and prior to hospitalization. This is our working desk. Here are the stands for catheters. Here are medical waste of class A and B. Prior to blood collection, we must wear surgical gloves. Wear surgical gloves. Now we can start. I am taking the vial. I cross-check the number on the vial with the number on the bed and on the volunteer wristband. I take vial, drape, and carrier. I will also need tourniquet. Here we are in the pre-analytical laboratory, where there are 4 cold Eppendorf centrifuges. The centrifuges can cool down to 9 degrees and can be adjusted in speed and acceleration. Every centrifuge fits in 16 vials. This is also the place where aliquoting is performed. It is done using pre-arranged tube adapters with color differentiation of vials with use of automatic dispensers of different volume, from 1000 to 5000 microliter. When aliquoting is done, tube adapters are placed into the freezer. The time is fixed by the clock that is synchronized throughout the clinic. Here we also have refrigerators. For study medication, which is locked and can only be unlocked by authorized person, and 2 freezers. For all the freezers, there are continuously kept temperature log. The bigger freezer is used for aliquot A, and the small one for aliquot B, which is kept here in the clinic until it is sent to analytical laboratory or distracted. At the end of the study, when the last blood sample is drawn, all biosamples are sorted in tube adapters by every pharmacokinetic point. At the end, all samples of given volunteer are placed in a zipper bag, and all zipper bag of the volunteers are packed in a bigger bag, labeled and sent to analytical laboratory. And the pack is accompanying with a label with the study ID. As a sample, I can show you rescue aliquot of the other study. Now we are in the staff room where physicians do volunteer screening, which include examination. This is also the place where primary documentation is kept. In the examination room, physicians examine the volunteer with body measurements. There is a height meter, scale and examination bed. Now we are in the intensive care unit and I will shortly describe the equipment. Here we have defibrillator, bed monitor, oxygen supply with artificial respiration and detectoscope, surgical aspirator pump and oxygen concentrator. Here also are ECG recorder made by Schiller. Now we are in the stand-alone facility, which is Serta Clinic's archive. All study materials are kept in separate boxes, which are marked with the study ID. Materials are kept 15 plus years. On the locker's door, there is an info of what is kept inside. Archive is 100% compliant with all requirements applicable for documentation archiving.